that's the thing. That is the thing, you know. Danish pronunciation. When somebody is speaking, they're reading a text, or it's out in the real world, you're in Denmark and people are speaking, can you follow? Do you actually understand what they're saying? Or do you rely on something like my videos, educational content, where it's very slow and pronunciation is very clear? That's what I want to talk about today. And I have this little text because I could read it fast and I could read it slowly. So we're going to do both, and then you can hear the difference. The reason why this is important is because most of my videos, the speed it's quite slow. Not like baby, like turtle slow, but it's not exactly fast. And then sometimes I make a video where I speak a little bit faster. Not so fast, but a little bit. And then people say, slow down, you are speaking much too fast. And I am not. The thing is, you gotta be prepared for how it is in Denmark. Now, I could tell you that everything you're doing is great and, you don't have to be challenged, but I'm not a liar. Okay, some people will tell you a lot of nice stuff and they will lie, but not me. So, let's do some reading and then let's see. So, every line, let's say first I read it slowly and then do the fast way. Alright, cool. Ole ved, at han nødt til at bestige bjerget. Der ingen vej uden om. That is very slow. Anybody can follow. Ole ved, at han nødt til at bestige bjerget. Der ingen vej uden om. If you're a beginner, awesome, right? This is exactly what you want. But at some point, you gotta pick up the speed. So, ved, for example, in real life, we almost never say ved, like fully pronounced. You say ved, Ole ved, han nødt til at bestige bjerget. Ole ved, han nødt til at bestige bjerget. Like different tones, but ved is usually pronounced as ve. The soft D doesn't get pronounced. Why? We're lazy, we're busy, what is it? It's just how it is, right? Ole ved, han nødt til at bestige bjerget. Also this one, nød, we don't say nødt, we don't really say that, because the til is right here, so it's like two T's. Say like nødt til, we don't say til in real life. Og det er du god til, you're good at that. Det er du god til, det er du god til. There is a difference. Ole ved, han nødt til at bestige bjerget. Ole ved, han nødt til at bestige bjerget. And I don't say bjerget. Like that's very slow. You like that, but it's not natural. It's bjerget. Bestige bjerget. Bjerget. Der ingen vej udenom. Now this der it's more likely that you're gonna hear der ingen vej udenom. Like the is omitted. We don't really say it. Der ingen vej udenom. And it's not ingen. That's a dictionary pronunciation. But it's more like ingen. Der ingen vej udenom. Der ingen vej udenom. Right? So yeah, that can definitely be a challenge, but that's why we're here. We're here to learn, not just to feel good. Alright, cool. So, han kan mærke frygten, og han ved, at kun de færreste har overlevet et vulkanudbrud på Titan før. Right, so han kan mærke frygten. This can, you're more likely to hear it as ka in real life. Han kan mærke frygten. Jeg kan mærke frygten. Jeg kan mærke frygten. Even this mærke, you might not even hear fully, like mærke. It might be like, kan mærke. Jeg kan mærke frygten. Mærke. Like the E gets cut a little bit. When you're in Denmark, pay attention to this. Because it's not really like it is in my videos. This is an introduction, but real life. So, yeah. Han kan mærke frygten. Han kan mærke frygten. Og han ved, again, og han ved, like much more natural. Og han ved, at kun de færreste har overlevet et vulkanudbrud på Titan før. Okay. Also, og. So, it is pronounced og, But when we speak fast, it becomes more like right? Han kan mærke frygten, og han ved. Han kan mærke frygten, og han ved. Og han ved. Just right? Og han ved. Not og han ved, but og han ved. Yeah, it's the real shit. Right? Real shit. Og han ved, at kun de færreste har overlevet et vulkanudbrud på Titan før. Kun de færreste har overlevet et vulkanudbrud på Titan før. Then of course people have different intonations, again different dialects. Han kan mærke frygten, når han ved, at kun de færreste har overlevet et vulkanudbrud på Titan før. It's a little bit faster. Vulkanudbrud. It's a tough word. Okay, det næste. Men. Men han gør alt, hvad han kan, for ikke at tænke på oddsene. Og oddsene, you can say that too. Han gør alt, hvad han kan. Right? Han gør alt, hvad han kan, for ikke at tænke på oddsene. So, hvad, a lot of the time, hvad is pronounced as hvad. Right? Alt, hvad han kan. Alt, hvad han kan. Han gør alt, hvad han kan. Han gør alt, hvad han kan. Han gør alt, hvad han kan, for ikke at tænke på oddsene. Right? So, ikke is often pronounced as ikke, right? For ikke at tænke. Right? Ikke. I think you know this already because I say it in many of my videos. It's kind of a bad habit, I have to admit. Right? It's like right at the end of a sentence. Right? For ikke at tænke på oddsene. Tænke. Tænke is very often pronounced as just tænk, and not tænke. Like if you're out in the street and people are like having a conversation, you're not going to hear someone speaking super clearly. It's not reality. Man gør alt, hvad han kan for ikke at tænke på oddsene. Right? Man gør alt, hvad han kan for ikke at tænke på oddsene. It's very different, but this is where it gets real. Så ja. De er trods alt ikke just på hans side. Ja. De er trods alt ikke just på hans side. This one there's not so much to say other than de er. Again, you're very likely to hear it as de trods alt, not de er. Det trods alt, og den trods alt, og not den so much, but de. De trods alt ikke just på hans side. De trods alt ikke just på hans side. Plus, in real life, people don't say it in a very clear way, like they mumble a little bit more. It might be like, de er trods alt ikke just på hans side. De er trods alt ikke just på hans side. Like different dialects. De er trods alt ikke just på hans side. And you gotta get used to that. Otherwise, you will suffer. That's how it is. De er trods alt ikke just på hans side. Ikke på hans side. Han nærmer sig bjerget. Do even slower. Han nærmer sig bjerget og kigger op. Det er smukt. Alright? Han nærmer sig. Yeah, so this sig will often be pronounced like a sa. That's kind of wrong, but we do it anyway. Alright? Nærmer sig bjerget. Nærmer sig bjerget. Nærmer sig bjerget. You don't hear the sig. It's just like sa. Han nærmer sig bjerget. Yeah. Also like han hygger sig. He's enjoying himself. He's chilling. Han hygger sig. Becomes han hygger sig. Jeg hygger mig. Ikke mig becomes mig. Han hjælper mig. Not han hjælper mig. Han hjælper mig. It is less clear, but it is natural. So you have to get used to that. You cannot pause people in the real world. Be like, hey, you need to speak like Thomas does in his videos. They'll be like, who's Thomas? No, but all kidding aside, you cannot, shape reality according to your needs. Han nærmer sig bjerget og kigger op. Okay. Det er smukt. Again, not det er smukt, but det er smukt. It's the natural way. Det er smukt. Resterne fra tidligere udbrud kan tydeligt ses. Okay, it's kind of fast. Resterne fra tidligere udbrud kan tydeligt ses. Now this one is interesting because the word tidligere, back in the day, when was back in the day? Maybe 30 years ago or 40 years ago. It was more common to pronounce the R's more clearly, like at the end. tidligere. Like if you're watching some older movies, you can expect to hear it like, yeah, tidligere. But at some point, maybe the late 90s, early 2000s, I remember this when I was a kid. The conversation also in movies, it became more natural. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, there are pros and cons, I would say. But nowadays, it's pretty rare to hear someone pronouncing it like the dictionary way, like tidligere. I might do it in a video because it's super slow. But if we speak fast, which you also hear me do sometimes, it's tidligere. Okay? Tidligere. So don't bother putting so much energy into saying tidligere. Danish people won't do it, so. Resterne fra tidligere udbrud kan tydeligt ses. Yeah. And tydeligt. Tydeligt. 3 syllables, but you might hear like tydeligt. Like the E doesn't really get pronounced. Kan tydeligt ses. Resterne fra tidligere udbrud kan tydeligt ses. Resterne fra tidligere udbrud kan tydeligt ses. Nice one. It's a challenge. Bjerget skinner, og det blænder Ole, som står ved bjergets fod. Skinner, blænder Ole, som står ved. Not so much to say, but there is of course ved, which will often be pronounced as ved. Står ved bjergets fod. Ved. Not ved. It's kind of like god becomes go, or til becomes til. Ved, vil, like want to, will do becomes ved. Jeg vil godt, not jeg vil godt. Jeg vil godt. We're cutting those consonants sometimes. Som står ved bjergets fod. Bjerget skinner, og det blænder Ole, som står ved bjergets fod. Bjerget skinner, og det blænder Ole, som står ved bjergets fod. Now, admittedly, this is a story. So, of course, people are not gonna say exactly this sentence in real life because it is a story. So, if you were to hear this as an audiobook, which would be more natural or expected, that would still be significantly faster than what you hear in some of my beginner videos, right? Just a lot of my videos. Now, I have made a significant amount of videos that are more challenging, where I speak faster. A lot of them on the website, danishmastery.com, but some of them are also available here for free on YouTube. So you can watch them. But yeah, like if you listen to a Danish audiobook, it's gonna be clear, but it's still gonna be like a little faster than those beginner videos. Maybe that would be something like bjerget skinner, og det blænder Ole, som står ved bjergets fod. Or bjerget skinner, og det blænder Ole, som står ved bjergets fod. Of course, there are different narrators and they have different styles. Check it out. Nå, altså den næste. Hvor ville hans mor være stolt, hvis hun kunne se det her? Wow. Hvor ville hans mor være stolt? One that's interesting is være. Now, være might be pronounced more as, how to explain this? Like være, kind of like, hvor ville hans mor være stolt? Like we don't say være, like a very slow one. Hvor ville hans mor være stolt? Nej. Hvor ville hans mor være stolt? And ville, it's like vil. It's not ville. Right? Not when we're doing it fast. Hvor ville hans mor være stolt? You're not gonna hear that. That's dictionary. That's learning. It's not real life. Hvor ville hans mor være stolt? Hvor ville hans mor være stolt, hvis hun kunne se det her? And of course, kunne gets pronounced as ku. Right? Hvis hun kunne se det her. Det her. And yeah, also there's less spacing. Det her, not det her, but det her. Hvis hun kunne se det her. Ja. Hvis hun kunne se det her. Hvis hun kunne se det her. Right. You're getting the hang of it. Let's see. Ole tager en hurtig selfie. Slow down. Ole tager en hurtig selfie. Men lægger så sin telefon tilbage i lommen for at spare strøm. Yeah, so something that's interesting is of course this word, tager og tager. So officially it is tager, but it has become popular and the common way to say tager. Tager. Ole tager en hurtig selfie. Ja. Man lægger så sin telefon tilbage i lommen. Okay, tilbage. Yeah, you might be like tilbage, like a little quicker. Man lægger så sin telefon tilbage i lommen. Tilbage i lommen. Man lægger så sin telefon tilbage i lommen. Ja. Tilbage. As with most other languages, when you hear, natural conversation by native speakers, it's not going to be super, super clear, because that's just how it is. Ja. I lommen for at spare strøm. Oh yeah, another one. At, before a verb, at spare. You often don't hear the T. It's more like for at spare strøm. Wow, let's hear it again. For at spare strøm. Lægger så sin telefon tilbage i lommen for at spare strøm. Now, something is wrong, you say. No, nothing is wrong. That's just how it is in real life. Right? For at spare strøm. Fine, you're learning, you're a beginner, you're getting the hang of it. But in the beginning, but later on, nah. For at spare strøm. Ja. Ole tager en hurtig selfie, men lægger så sin telefon tilbage i lommen for at spare strøm. Alright, cool. Så sker noget lidt udramatisk. Han bøvser. Godt, at ingen hørte det. Yeah, this one there's not so much to say. Så sker der. Så sker der. Yeah. The only thing here is that we're gonna say it faster. Right? Så sker noget lidt udramatisk. Han bøvser. Godt, at ingen hørte det. Godt, at ingen hørte det. Now, of course, sometimes Danish people, when we're having fun with each other, we can also slow down, but then it's for effect, right? Kind of like when in English you might say, I did not. Right? You can do it for effect, but most of the time it's not going to be slow. Yeah. Så sker noget lidt udramatisk. Han bøvser. Godt, at ingen hørte det. Ja. Super. Okay, næste. Nå, men han kan ikke stå og tøve hele dagen, så han tager en dyb indånding og siger til sig selv. Ja, ikke stå og tøve hele dagen. Tøve is an interesting word, because this VE, originally we were supposed to say tøve, but with time, all these words, like especially verbs with VE, and infinitive almost always ends with an E. It's more like a U. Tøve, øve, eller lave, like sound. Tøve, løve, søve, sove. Yeah, we don't say sovepille, like sleeping pill. That's how it is. Tøve hele dagen. Han kan ikke stå og tøve hele dagen. Og ja, en hele, we don't say hele dagen, we say hele dagen. Hele dagen. Hele dagen. Dictionary. Hele dagen. But then, hele dagen. Hele dagen. It's different. Så han tager en dyb indånding og siger til sig selv. Siger til sig selv. It's like, damn, there's a lot of S's and T's. Siger til sig selv. Right? But it's like til and then sa. Ikke not siger til sig selv. And also the V is not even that pronounced. Yeah, are you starting to get a headache? I hope not. Siger til sig selv becomes siger til sig selv. Siger til sig selv. Alright, having fun. Det er nu, det gælder. Det er nu, det gælder. Yeah, so you could say, det er nu, det gælder. Det er nu, det gælder. Like, so just the R doesn't really get pronounced. Det er nu, det gælder. Yeah. Alright, we get down here. Ole kan mærke, at han er nødt til at bestige bjerget. Og egentlig ved han ikke, hvorfor. Okay, so again, kan mærke, ikke? We kind of talked about this before. Egentlig. Yeah, egentlig is also interesting because it has a T, so you would expect it to be like egentlig, but nobody says that. It becomes more like egentlig. Like, egentlig. And oh yeah, by the way, don't say egentlig. I hear this once in a while with my students, and no bueno. It's not good. Alright? Egentlig. Egentlig ved han ikke hvorfor. Ole kan mærke, at han er nødt til at bestige bjerget, og egentlig ved han ikke hvorfor. Ole kan mærke, at han er nødt til at bestige bjerget, og egentlig ved han ikke hvorfor. Super. Men det er som om, der ligger noget oppe på toppen og venter på ham. Men det er som om, der ligger noget oppe på toppen og venter på ham. Ja. Det er som om, der ligger noget oppe på toppen og venter på ham. Ja. The art lies in you being able to separate the words, right? So I say it kind of like that. It's very speedy sometimes, but you got to be able to separate it. Right? Now I realize that takes practice, but what you got to keep in mind is that you got to get there eventually, right? If you just keep listening to videos with slow pronunciation, you feel like, yeah, I'm so good. I'm, really great at this language Danish. I understand everything. But do you understand when you're out in the world with Danish people, right? That's what matters. So, næste. Han begynder lige så langsomt at bestige bjerget. Han begynder lige så langsomt at bestige bjerget. So a few things here. Han begynder, okay, that's pretty much the same. Lige så langsomt. This lige, when you hear it in real life, it might become more like lige. Ikke? Lige så langsomt. Han begynder lige så langsomt. Yeah, that's right. You would like to hear lige, maybe, but it's a bit more like lige. Ikke? Han begynder lige så langsomt. Han begynder lige så langsomt at bestige bjerget. Ja. Bestige bjerget. Begynder lige så langsomt at bestige bjerget. And once again, the at. Ikke? You don't really hear the T. You don't. Ikke? At bestige bjerget. Beautiful. Alright, så går vi videre. Actually, I want to correct this too. Okay. Folk, som bor i nærheden, kigger på ham. Folk, som bor i nærheden, kigger på ham. Yeah, not so much to say. Folk, som bor i nærheden, kigger på ham. Yeah. Speed it up. Folk, som bor i nærheden, kigger på ham. Du kigger på ham. Yeah. Let's just take that last part. Yeah. Jeg kigger på ham. I'm looking at him. Jeg kigger på ham. Okay. Jeg kigger på ham. It's faster, right? Expect that. Jeg kigger på ham. Jeg kigger på ham. Super. De tror, at han er gået fra forstanden, og de krydser deres 12. Maybe I should write the spelling here. Og de krydser deres 12 fingre for, at han klarer den, og klarer den. Alright. Så de tror, at han er gået fra forstanden, og de krydser deres 12 fingre for, at han klarer den. So, what can we say here? De tror, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. De krydser deres 12. Yeah, 12 is an interesting word because it has a V, right? So maybe when you see it, you're like, 12? No, just 12. Right? Yeah, same as a tariff, T-O-L-D, 12. Yeah, 12. Fingre. Fingre for, at han klarer den. De tror, at han er gået fra forstanden, og de krydser deres 12 fingre for, at han klarer den. Super. Så har vi en gammel mand, som også står og kigger på, er uddannet profet. Actually, this word også, the very official pronunciation is også. Don't say that, just say også. Ikke? Som også står og kigger på. Som også står og kigger på. En gammel mand, som også står og kigger på, er uddannet profet. Ikke? Uddannet. Er du uddannet? Ikke? Are you educated? Certified? Jeg er uddannet. Jeg er uddannet. Speed. Og kan derfor se ind i fremtiden. Altså ved han allerede, hvad der vil ske. It's a bit redundant. Og kan derfor, again, not can, but kan. Og kan derfor se ind i fremtiden. Se ind i fremtiden. Se ind i fremtiden. Se ind i fremtiden. It's almost like this in and e. And they become one. Ind i fremtiden. Kan se ind i fremtiden. Ja. Altså ved han allerede. Altså V, again, ved becomes V. Ikke? You know this by now. Altså ved han allerede, hvad der vil ske. Hvad der vil ske. Hvad der vil ske. Hvad der vil ske. Ved hvad der vil ske. Ved hvad der vil ske. Okay. So, again, hvad becomes hvad, and will becomes ved. Hvad der vil ske. And you could also say that der becomes da og da. Ikke? Hvad der vil ske. Yeah, it's nice. Men den viden deler han ikke med nogen. Men den viden deler han ikke med nogen. Den viden deler han ikke med nogen. Again, fast. Men den viden deler han ikke med nogen. So, something you can notice here is the med. Like, once again, it's something ending with a soft D. And yeah, you guessed it. We just say like me. Ikke? Jeg deler det ikke med nogen. I don't share it with anyone. Ikke? Jeg deler det ikke med nogen. Den viden deler han ikke med nogen. Med. Like if somebody asks you, like kind of, hey, you want to come along? You know, we're gonna do this thing. You want to join us? You say, skal du med? Right? Skal du være med? They don't say, skal du med? Like, just med. Med det samme. Immediately. Med det samme. Med det samme becomes that. Right? Med det samme? Nej, med det samme. Awesome. Cool. Så har vi Ole kan mærke en kraftig rysten inde fra bjerget. Ole kan mærke. Ja, we kind of get it by now. Ikke? Kan mærke. That's what you want to say. Kraftig rysten inde fra bjerget. Ole kan mærke en kraftig rysten inde fra bjerget. Yeah, nothing to say about that. Let's do a few more sentences. Den er voldsom, og han har svært ved at holde balancen. Den er voldsom, og han har svært ved at holde balancen. Ja, den er voldsom, og han har svært ved at holde balancen. Og han har svært ved at holde balancen. Han har svært ved at holde balancen. Now I'm saying it in different styles, right? Because not everybody speaks the way that I do. You know, we have 6 million people in Denmark, so I'm trying to give you some variety. Han har svært ved at holde balancen. Han har svært ved at holde balancen. Han har svært ved at holde balancen. And so on. Ved at. Again, not ved at, but ved at. Right? At natural speed. Svært ved at holde balancen. Yeah, that's a very typical my dialect. Ved at holde balancen. It's kind of like Sealandic. Yeah. Alright. Et skridt ad gangen tager Ole. Bjerget er begyndt at blive stejlt. Alright, so et skridt ad gangen, ikke? Ad gangen. Yeah, but most of the time you're gonna hear it as ad gangen, ikke? Et skridt ad gangen. It doesn't have to be skridt, it could also be en ad gangen, like one at a time. En ad gangen, to ad gangen, tre ad gangen, fire ad gangen, and so on, right? At a time. Et skridt ad gangen. Et skridt ad gangen tager Ole. Bjerget er begyndt at blive stejlt. Again, blive, not blive. We don't really say blive so much. It's very rare nowadays. Bjerget er begyndt at blive stejlt. Just blive. Right? Like BLI. Bjerget er begyndt at blive stejlt. Det er begyndt at blive stejlt, man. Hvad sker der? Huh? Super. Alright, let's do one more line. Det er også begyndt at lugte lidt. Men af hvad? Det er også begyndt at lugte lidt. Men af hvad? Ja. Det er også begyndt at lugte lidt. Men af hvad? Yeah, so actually here, like when you end with hvad, it has to be said. And like hvad. Because when it's in the middle, you can kind of excuse. And maybe you start with like, hvad siger du? Like, what are you saying? Hvad siger du is of course the official one. But you don't hear that in real life. Not really. Hvad siger du? Nej. Hvad siger du? Right? But if you end with a hvad, you have to say it correctly. Right? Hvad. Maybe because it's the final word. Men af hvad? Yeah. So that's it. Right? This is something that I've been thinking about for a while, because there's always this sort of gap between, how can I say, like learning should be fun, right? And then when you start learning a language, you're feeling like, okay, yeah, this is kind of difficult. Oh, okay, now I'm getting better. Now I understand these videos. But if you don't challenge yourself, if you don't listen to videos or watch videos or anything out there, audiobooks, whatever it might be, something that's really difficult, like it gradually gets more difficult, you will have a very hard time. And you might think that you're very good if you only listen to beginner stuff, but then you get a shock when you listen to something that's more natural. And that's kind of the main point that I've said like 50 times in this video today, because it's really, really important. I'm not the kind of guy who likes making bets, but I would still, in a way, bet that next time I upload a video where I'm speaking kind of fast, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 comments, people saying, it's too fast, slow down. And the response is, I don't blame people, right? Because sometimes people don't think, like they don't see the larger perspective. But it's like, no, the real mindset, the real way to think about this, the actual approach that you want to, go by is, this is not too fast. You're too slow, or you are relying on what's too slow, right? So you gotta get in the game, like really. Some people will just cuddle you and say, it's all good, it's fine, don't worry, take your time. And like, you can take the time, that's fine. But you also have to challenge yourself, because if you don't, what's gonna happen? Well, most likely nothing, right? You stay stuck watching beginner videos forever. And I know that, because whenever I upload something that's for beginners, I get a lot more views. Then when it's a little more difficult, people are like, nah, I don't want to watch this. Right? You can watch whatever you want, but just be aware of the consequences and the lack of results if you don't challenge yourself. Sometimes you gotta get some tough love, or whatever you want to call it, right? So yeah, that was something pretty important, and I'm glad I finally covered it. It's something that a lot of you need to hear, whether you like it or not. Yeah. Today is November 10th, and that means that you're actually supposed to get Ultimate today. Like on the website, danishmastery.com, the plan was that today you would get Ultimate, like the ultimate tier, like even more bonuses, even more materials that you can use to learn and to study. But I was thinking today, like, you know what? People are busy. Everybody has stuff going on in their lives. And, okay, I'm going to extend until tomorrow. And until tomorrow, let's say, now, we live in a big world, so let's say until the west coast of the US, right? Because you guys, you're some of the last to like catch up to the next day. So until it's the 11th of November in California or Alaska, that's a bit further west, this discount will apply. All right, this discount that you see right here. Let me make sure that it's, oh my bad guys, I have to adjust this one. Right here, okay, this 50% off, so that's silver, gold and diamond. And as you may know, as of tomorrow I'm shifting. It will no longer be lifetime access to gold and diamond, okay? It will be subscription based. Right now, as you see, gold is 160 kroner for, well, lifetime access, okay? So all the videos and a lot of bonuses. Diamond is 210 for lifetime access, because you got this big discount right now. As of tomorrow, when it's shifting to the subscription model, it'll be monthly, and gold will be 99 kroner per month. So you can do the math and think what's best for you. And diamond will be 129 kroner per month. So if you want to get the very, very good deal, now is the time. And that is just a fact, right? The offer is here now, the lifetime access. Because if you get it now, it doesn't matter for you that is shifting to subscription. You will still get all the new videos and all the new materials that I upload here. It's just a matter of, are you going to act now? Or are you going to wait? So that's up to you. All right, cool. There's a lot of stuff on the website. a lot of bonuses, a lot of videos. It's kind of like on YouTube, you get many videos, but you don't get all of them. There's still a lot that you don't see on YouTube, especially the more advanced, like upper intermediate and advanced. A lot of the videos with like more natural, it's a funny video, natural speed, more experimental, more entertaining. This is where the Danish language comes alive. But also there are some grammar videos and other things on the website that you don't have on YouTube. I've been making these videos since July 2013. It's insane, right? To think about it's 12 years. It's more than 12 years. So it's videos spanning over a decade. It's really, really a lot. And I would urge you to check it out. All the videos are here. You can get all the different types of videos that you never even heard of. Maybe you only been watching this channel for 6 months or a year and you had no idea that I even made these videos, right? So this is something you can do if you're a little more serious and you actually want to learn faster and not just rely on me uploading new videos on YouTube. If you're here, you can watch all these videos at once, like without ads or anything. You can just binge, right? Plus there's also stuff like podcast episodes. I got some episodes here with, whoops, that was too much zoom, PDF files and little breakdowns of the stuff inside of these. There is a lot of stuff. There's also an ebook. Let's see, where did I put it? Over here? Like Ultimate Danish Phrase Book. That's also something you're getting. Like 2,000 phrases. I made it many years ago, 9 years ago, and it still holds up because it covers so many things. Now, the fact that it's taking a long time to load kind of speaks to how big it is. A lot of things in this book. So yeah, danishmastery.com. That is where you get everything. The videos, yes, but also many other materials. Sometimes you feel like, yeah, videos are nice, but I also want to do something else. I want to read like a grammar breakdown, you know? And I have that as well. You have some, there's an example of a text right here. It's like, oh yeah, let's break down the verbs for this one, right? Let's break down the prepositions or the nouns. Is this singular? Is this plural? It's really, really detailed. Because I understand, you know, when I was learning Japanese or Spanish, I was like, this material is good, this website is good, but it needs more, right? So it's about covering all needs. And that's what you get with danishmastery.com. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. There's so much to do in here. People say that, oh, okay, is it easy? Will I then be fluent in like 5 months? If you watch a lot, if you watch all these videos and use all these materials, your Danish will go through the roof. Like, it's really, really gonna do something for your Danish. That I can say. So yeah. Okay, guys. Let's see if there's anything in the live chat. Okay, we got Murad Guglo, 1952. You are very good at watching these videos, man. Hej alle sammen. Ha en rigtig god uge til alle jer. Okay. And then Andreas Bøtker is saying, i lige måde. Nice. And then, godmorgen Thomas. Tusind tak for i morges. Jeg giver gas med at tale hurtigere. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's nice. Yeah, so actually, guys, getting gas means like to kick ass, or like really, or maybe I should say like hit the gas, right? Like you're in the car, like let's amp this up, you know, let's put in a big effort. Yeah. Then we have Siti Nuridaya saying, what is this interesting word? Mountains. Guys, you remember that old song with Usher, Moving Mountains? Say moving mountains, say moving mountains. Anyway, you're not fucking around. Yeah. So that was cool. That was good. Yeah, this is a video that is very useful. Like I said, you know, this whole thing about fast pronunciation compared to slow pronunciation. You got to do it. You got to get used to what's fast. Maybe go listen to a podcast or something. Audiobooks. Maybe it's for kids, but it's better than nothing. you cannot rely only on educational materials. But if you want to do that, and if you're already watching my videos, then try to watch some of my videos that are a little more advanced, right? Don't just watch something about grammar points or fixing mistakes in a text or prepositions or whatever, like some basic conversation. That's fine, that's good. I made it so you can watch it. But yo, dude, or whoever you are, watch something else. Challenge yourself, right? What else you gonna do? What else you gonna do? I mean, it's the only way you can do it, right? So yeah, that's it. And then, oh yeah, one question. I'm impressive. How to apply 50% discount? You don't need to apply the discount. It's already there, right? The normal prices are double this. So the discount is already here. Yeah. Cool. But it's a fair question. It's very important to know these things for sure. I understand. All right, guys, I'm getting very hungry because it's dinner time. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care.